What is going on, guys? So today we have a video all about our super simple water system that we're going to be installing into our Sprinter van. We're super excited about it because it is so simple. It means that it shouldn't really go wrong, and if it does go wrong, we know how to fix it very easily. So if you do decide to go down the same route as us, there are some components that you will need to make this system work. So we have some 12.5mm hose. Then over here we have our whale pump. This is a foot pump and it's very simple, just pushes the water or sucks the water through and pushes the water out to the tap, which is really easy. Then we have some quick release garden hose fitments. Over here we have the cap, and we will be tapping a hole into this cap to put the 12.5mm hose through it. So for that we have a 16mm drill bit that creates the hole, and over here we have our water tank. We've got two of these, and this is a 20-litre water tank, so in total we will have 40 litres of water. So first of all, I'd just like to give a big shout out to Eamon Bec. So I actually saw this quick release system with using the quick release garden hose fitments on a tour they did of Bob's van, which is Eamon's dad. So yeah, cheers to you guys for that. This is really, really useful and speeds up the process of filling up your water in your tanks. So you will need some sealant as well. We've gone for some food grade sealant because obviously it's going to be around our water source. This is the cap, the original cap, and this is the one I put the hole in. Super simple. Like I said, you just use that hole saw, go straight through. But what I've done is I've used a heat gun and I've smoothed off the inside of it so it can't do any damage to the actual hose pipe. Okay, so the next step is just to put your hose pipe through the top of your lid. It will be a tight fit, but that's what you want. And you'll want to screw that through all the way to the bottom of your water tank. So obviously this pipe can sit on the bottom of the water tank and you can get the most amount of water possible that you can out of your tank. So keep bringing that down. I reckon probably about there. Grab the water tank and you can literally look inside and see when it hits the bottom. So we're nearly there, a couple of inches off. Pull that through. Yep, that's about right. And there we have it. The next step is obviously to use the sealant. We're going to seal around the top and around the inside as well. Make sure it's super secure. So obviously before we seal it all down, you want to make sure that you've got your quick release attachment, and you want to leave a couple of inches above the top of the screw-on cap. So we're probably going to move it up a couple of inches and then we're going to cut the pipe around there. And when I obviously cut this, I want to try and cut it as clean and as flat as possible. There we go, it's a nice cut. So then we can just unscrew this quick release, put this on here, this goes in, just like you would with your garden hose. Push it all the way up, screw this on, nice and tight so it's no water can get through, and that's it. So now this other attachment with the Jubilee clip will go on the other side like this. Make sure you tighten that up nice and tight, and then there we go. So I get the bottle and we can see how it all goes together. This literally goes in there like that. that screws on, and then at any point when we want to change out the water bottle, we can literally just unplug it and move to another one, or go and fill this up at a water source. So another benefit to using this quick release system is if you do find a hose pipe that you can fill up your water tanks with, you can literally connect it straight into there and cut out the middleman and fill them up direct like you would in a standard motorhome.
So I don't think we've actually shown you guys where the water's going. So let me just show you. It's around the back of the van. We're putting it in the back, inside. And here's Theo messing around with some wood.
Hello.
And there's the water, basically. We're going to be creating a little container for them to go in. And I don't know if you spotted little tie downs for the water, so they're nice and secure, nice and snug.
These will go onto these beams here. These bottles will actually be moved further up. So if I just push them up to demonstrate. Then we'll have a tie down there, a tie down on the other vertical batten as well, and then we can either use some really strong bungee cord, or you know, a classic tie down strap that can go around and just stops these moving about if there was any reason for them to move about, or you went off road or something like that. But this frame that we're going to build around it will actually keep it in place really nicely.
So Theo's mom found his old Diablo and he's got distracted from doing the work.
No more van build. I am now a clown. Love it. Like, I remember playing with this in the garden when I was a kid. I literally not touched it for like 20 years. See if I still got it. Should I try a jump?
Go on.
It's not called a jump.
Don't shame yourself. Hey!
I can go higher than that.
Go on then. Make it touch the roof if you can.
Well, it'll spin out.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I gotta do another one. It's not that high.
I know, which is why it slammed off the ceiling.
Back a bit. So much fun. There used to be one where you could like spin it round,
Yeah.
and it would go up, but I can't remember what it was.
You have to look on YouTube with some videos. What the hell was that?
There we go. That was it.
Go on then.
Kind of. I don't know if that is a known trick. Okay guys, so it's pretty much finished now. What I've done is I've built a frame along the floor, really tight frame, so these water bottles don't have anywhere to move whatsoever. And then you can see here, I've fastened them brackets to the vertical beams on the bed, which are really secure, so they're not going anywhere. And then I've used a tie from each one to tie the bottles nice and tightly, so they're literally, they don't move whatsoever, so it's really good. They're both super secure. And then obviously you can see the hose coming out of there. I was thinking that I might need to put a right angle here because it would kink, but it hasn't actually kinked if I leave it at that level, and I want to kind of minimize the amount of right angles and bends that I use, because obviously that's more likely to leak. But I think that's good for now. Also, I will be picking up some sort of bracket so I can make sure the pipe work is nice and neat and secured all the way through the van. And eventually the hose will run all the way through the van next to where the ducting is, because the ducting is going to be protected, so that means the water pipe will also be protected. and it should come in one piece all the way up to here, and then it will split off and go into our tap. So slightly off topic, but Helen and Jelly are coming round really soon. They're bringing their welder, and Jelly is going to fabricate us some custom brackets for our light bar. So Jelly and Helen are back in the workshop again, helping us out again. So thanks to you guys. But what we've been doing, well, I haven't been doing anything to be honest, but we've been welding these brackets for the light bar so that we can offset them slightly higher and further forwards so that it doesn't cast a horrible shadow from the light bar hitting the front of the van. So that was really cool to see Helen and Jelly, and it's always nice to film a little bit of welding. It just looks really cinematic. But right now, I need to get back on the water system. So guys, back to the water system. I have just laid down some really rugged rubber mat. And the reason behind that is I'm thinking if when we fill up the water tanks, there's some water on the outside, or there's a leak, or somehow water gets below the tank, it's got nowhere to go, because what I've done is I've very thoroughly siliconed all the way around these squares. So this mat is super watertight now. So if water does go on there, eventually it will just dry out and it can't seep below into the wood, which is what I was worried about. So that's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've maybe learnt a few things. I'm learning every day on this van build, which is always good. I love learning new things. And hopefully we will see you guys soon on the Freedom to Go stand at the NEC show coming up on the 20th of October. We'd love to see you there. We're doing 2 talks throughout the day, and we will be on the Freedom to Go stand all day, answering your questions and just generally having a chat with you guys and meeting people. So yeah, it's going to be really good, and we'll see you on the next video.
Head over to theindieprojects.com/shop and check out our new merchandise. Join us on Patreon for exclusive content, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.